Pet to my girl, sit down with my girl, full person. Whoa, the whole person of whoa. Yeah, that. Corey, big high sweatshirt with a hoodie. Don't forget your sides if you like. And this mug. Nice for winter. I should have the heater on, but turned off so you can hear me better. Cold. I'm wearing short. Yeah. He's saying I love you. Matching that. The holiday's coming up. Whoa. Yep, that's right. I thought I had to push on and didn't turn on. Now look at that. 25 for the mug, 100 for the sweatshirt, but wait, $90 for both. And you get your sweetie for the same price. Both. Yeah. I drew Corey back in November. Yep. November 1998. Pretty soon he's 27. Corey, 27 years old. Big high. Although the left-handed, that's where I drew that. I thought right-handed, but no, revert. Some of them might have it revert, but that's the original. I mean, that's the left-handed. So it's okay. He did both. And look at the fingers. All counted for. How many fingers did Mickey Mouse have? Would Donald Duck or the Warner Brothers characters like Bugs Bunny? They have 4. He had 5. Counted correctly. Yep. So that's the real deal. Smart. Alright. Now I'll get back to that. Whoa. Yep. We continue about survivalism. So I would talk about how you need to survive when there's shootout and stuff like that. Just have a safe room. Church is a little difficult because that's you sanctuary usually, no matter what side church is. From small to right there, the bad guy comes in. Yeah, I know. But if you're brave enough, if you've seen the movie and cartoon and TV show, all of it, jump, rip the bad guy. I would do that. If you can shoot me, doesn't matter. I'll land right on him. And the other guy can stop him. And I'll bring labor a till. But if you have fire, stop, crawl, get out. Remember, when you see the sign, the fire exit, follow that same rule if it's happening. Let me tell you this interesting story. Something true did happen. Not a shootout. Nope. My high school had a fire. I was in class. When we heard the fire alarm ringing. Oh, it must be one of those drills. I thought there. And the t-shirt said, oh, something I don't think I got a memo for that. He was saying, let's go. Let's do the routine. Remember, you have to go follow same exit. Sure. We went, the fire in the stairway. Yep, the stairway. Ceiling fire. I actually saw the ceiling fire. Must be some kid playing around. Because that's the most hideous spot. The whole school needed to do something over there. Really. Because the rest are easy to be spotted, but that one, no. So, the other rundown I want to go through, no. I'm going to go to the center. Right down the center, instead of the very end. My class was the very end. Third floor. No, we had to go alternative. They didn't teach us anything about alternative. They never thought of that. To be honest with you, they should have. Should have teach the alternative. There's a fire on that one end. You go to alternative. They always teach you to go to the nearest. Raw. You're supposed to go where it's best short. Which means that's the whole long belly. That was where the fire on the third floor. My class right here. The fire was right here. Right real close. That's the fire exit for this part. The standard for this part. And that end for that part. This side. This one is on that side. West side. East side. The building. This one's on east because the hill. You only can come out the second floor. So this one, 3 floors. The center. So I went down there. And I could have run through this way. I ran around this way. Got out. This way. Because what if the fire fall down to the first floor? No. So I went around. One of the last one out of the building. They said, whew. I was like that. They all said, they don't know. I said, there was a fire on the third floor by the stair. Fire! Well, fire. They all had that, but ask him, ask her from class. They said, yep, fire up there. No, only 3 of us saw that thing happen. Probably some other did. Stupid. Yep, I think he eventually got caught. I know it's the student, but I'm not sure it was the same one that I know of. So it caused him trouble. So, see what I mean? So, you have to short when you're in the building. If the bad guy comes in, you know the exit. Always remember where the fire exit. Fire regulation requires the number of exits divided the number of the people occupied inside the building. Matter of fact. Yep. And equal distance of each other. RV is what? RV. You can only have 1 door. If it's bigger, 2 doors. That's great. But 1 I have right here, right by the kitchen, which is the what? They should have a door over here. My bed's over here. Should have a door over here. Never over here. The fire. The stove. Refrigerator. Didn't even think about that. Well, there's a fire exit window. You can't see right off. Do you wear CORY sweatshirt? You're down the other side of CORY. That fire exit. That fire exit down there. If they the fire at you, they break the window. Breakable. It's designed to open. In case the fire come down and rescue you from the back. Out. That's where it is. But should have been a door over here. RV manufacturers, please put the door by the bedroll. Thank you. And should be 2. Houses always have 1 up front and the back. The houses. This is the thing wide I've always looking at, I'm looking to buy They always have that door, that third spot. I hate that spot. Again, that same length. Let's say 60 feet. Maybe they're 16 feet wide. That's where they're a little wider than that. This is 8 feet from the outside. Okay? 7 feet, 7.5 inches inside. Anyway, because that's not wide enough. The double wide is wider. I want that. Good. But when I come down, I see the living room. Walls here, wall here, and wall, back wall. Kitchen way down. Always there, the side or the other side. But when you close the door, there's the hall right there. Go to the bedroom. That's raw. That's absolutely raw. Because you're blocking the door. You're blocking the path. Should have been on the other side. Alright, let's take the front door here. This is the sleeping area with the bathroom. Front door. Living room. Kitchen. The back door. Usually that's the main bedroom. In the bathroom. Okay? So you can see that. When you open it, it's blocking the hall. People have to go through that. Not a good idea. The best spot, not here. It should be over here. Kitchen, living. When you open the door, this way, not this way, this way. Or, yeah, you can. Because there's the living room over here, opening, then that, because that's the kitchen. You're right there. You want to be right by both main area, the kitchen and the living. Not real close to the guest bedroom, the bathroom. If I were, I would open up that side. If I were to buy one. All right, thank you, and handshake. Okay, here, this is $50,000. Thank you, bye-bye. Have it on the line. Leave the door there. I'll open another wall opening. That will be the hall. Then close off that one. So it goes right to the door. It goes in the other way. And yes, I know about the closet right there, Pat. No problem. Kick that out. Make it all at the hall. And do the rest what I want. Simple. Or I have to move it over here. The reason for that is easy access because the fire escape either way. The most center. Easy to get out. But with schools and churches and shopping malls, those are huge complex, right? How are you going to escape? You have to know, you have to hear, of course, the shooting, nobody pulled the alarm. Nobody would do that. Nobody ever thought of that. Ever since Columbine, I never noticed they ever pulling an alarm. Never did. Nope. Because everybody ducked and all that. Very few make phone calls yet. But the alarms automatically get 911 to realize something's happening and it's not authorized, which means a fire drill. You have to inform 911 to fire drill. I'll tell you something about that in a moment. So, with that, with the alarm, you don't have to worry about making a phone call. Just do it quick and duck. High. Lockers are too small for anybody to get in there. So don't bother with the lockers. You might get stuck in there. Get bang, 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 bang. And the bad guy would do it right in the hall. You might get hit by one of the bullets. So you need a safe room in every classroom. You need bulletproof window everywhere. Bulletproof window or no window. Like this shirt in San Miguel on one of my mission trips. The same one that gave us the machete. I've told you have to listen to that story, Margaret's journey, dream, vision, and prophecy that we have had experience in Central America. That you know that the military, the enemy, actually the liberal, play with the light at the church. They were all like around, but the church like were out because they said that often happened. They want to try to make people not go to church. And good thing the church have walls all the way up. Only windows is way up high. It's about maybe 20 feet ceiling. Maybe 20. It's really, really tall. Vault ceiling. Not cathedral. Not vault. It looks like a temple. Ironically, the name is Templo Baptista. That means Baptist Temple. Independent King James Baptist. Alright. Speaking Spanish. So that's why all the windows are up high. That's to prevent any bullet. There's no bullets there. But when we visit a family that the mother wants to give away one of the daughters to marry me, I'm not kidding you. They did. But they didn't realize that I'm from the United States. They thought I'm from Costa Rica. I have that look. By that time I was there at San Miguel, I was completely dark. Oh yeah, I was dark. Tan dark. So when I'm in the Philippines, it'll be the same thing. I'll be completely dark, if I will. I'm 60 now. That was 30 years ago when that happened. So I was dark, younger. But I still had that white hair at that time. Yep. Had it. They did explain to us about how the bullets and everything, the family hit in the house, in the center of the house, away from the exterior wall. Everybody home all joined together. This the Miguel, it's like a sitting, okay? Thick. But the exterior, they stay away from that wall. They stay on the most interior. They're shielded by several concrete block walls. The bullets will not penetrate. But they did show us outside. Bullet hole, there. I lost count. It's like maybe 20, 30 of them. They said they counted about 20 to 30. They said there were more they couldn't find, but there were a lot. When it was all quiet down, they escaped up to the mountain with a lot of the people in the neighborhood. Up to the mountain with all peaceful. Till the El Salvador Civil War ended in the 80s. 1980. This is 1996. No, 1997 I was there. So, then we came back down. They came back down. They didn't want it repaired. Just leave it as a reminder. And to tell stories like they did tell us. Oh, wow. Can I marry your daughter and help her out of here? That's what I said. Then said, where you from? Our missionary friend filling that. He's from the United States. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to lose my daughter. I love my daughter. You can see the reaction because of what happened. It was trauma. So they rather stay close. Same thing here is happening. Everybody's getting close. We lost Charlie Kirk to assassination. We've lost a lot of victims to a lot of terrorism things happen, like with the Pan Am Flight 103. It affected Syracuse because it was like about 30 people were on that plane from Syracuse in Syracuse University. The World Trade Center, the Pentagon, in the Pennsylvania, and all the things like Columbine, and most recently, with many churches and schools, and a few shopping malls. And the drive-through as well. Well, I want to tell you about that one. Please, guys, steady. You need to build. You need to have very deep. You know how like the screwdriver. The screw. You need those tall, maybe 3 feet, 4 feet tall posts. Heavy. You need help. Turn it. It goes deep in the ground. Goes like that. Come down. And that way, when the bad guy drives truck, crash into those posts. You need that. When there's a party going on, you have to do that. Get those big things turned. Standing it all up. And make sure before any festival going to happen. And windows bulletproof. Because of what happened in Las Vegas years ago. So maybe 10 years ago. Remember that? Now what? Okay. At the Wyatt Hotel. You throw bulletproof. You try to do it. You're rigid and died. They can't do it outside. You need to do that. Same with anywhere. Church, school, and malls, in large places like convention centers, concert venue need to have all bulletproof. And maybe roof should be gable or paramedic or hip so that the bad guy cannot be on top. Because with flat, it's easy to do that. You don't want to do that. If you build, let me see what building, the transform, I think, I can't remember, no, San Francisco. Very tall people, point on the top, something like that. You do that. Not flat roof. Because the bad guy can be up there. So, wow, I ran over time. So you get the idea. We have to get all that done. The next one I want to say that the time ran out. Like I said with those. But also I want to say for aircraft. I love flying. I love that. We need to do something about that. Remember 9/11? All right. We need to have special computers that can overtake the plane. Because if the bad guy hijacks the plane, they will want to take the seat and try to fly the plane. We don't want another 9/11 to happen again. And don't want to have the to get the captain and all that, then it had to be automatically transferred and to become a drone flying. If one of the military officers guild flying one of those jumbo jets, the 747, yeah, they're still out, but there's not very many left. The 380s, the Boeing 700, all kind, and the Airbus, all kind, Embraer and Bombardier, all those airlines, jumbo jet, like 737 MAX, all that. They need to have training to overtake on the ground, If the hijack happens, on the ground takes over the plane and flies the plane down automatically. That the bad guys won't do it. Yes, I know the captain will be killed. But remember what Spock and Kirk said. One outweighs the many. But the many outweighs the one. So, if the captain and the pilot are being got to fight, because the bad guys were up that the pilot on the ground takes over the plane, then they're going to try to shoot the console. No. There'll be a backup somewhere equally. You need to have that. A backup somewhere on the plane. Equally. I don't wait more. But safety. Okay? That you can't even fly. But it's the stationary control somewhere on the plane. You can't even reach. But on the ground can do that. They'll have a tiny camera on the outside can watch the plane and know what's going on with the plane and get it down right away and retire the plane on the runway and stay right there until the fire and rescue and the police and military come in, get in the plane, the wheel. That's the only way they can get at. It's through the wheel. Open it up and get it. Now, that's another thing. There'll be a firefight. Here's what we can do. Another thing to do. We need to install sleeping gas. Sleeping gas on the plane. That's just such a great idea. Because then the bad guys will go knocked out. And the ground pilot, drone flying the plane and land on the runway. Airport runway closed so they can have that military come to the plane and get in the plane wearing masks. Then arrest the bad guys, kick them out. Open up the from the inside. Open up, get the slides, throw them down, head first. I don't care. Just throw them down. Then either that or they will bring the ladder. Then quickly have the paramedic come in, check everybody, and get them to wake up. Get the fan, get sleepy gas out. Then bring out oxygen for all of them. Then they should be fine. And get all the bad guys. Go to jail. They'll be in shock. That's what I think we need to do on the plane. Having all that. So, great idea. They have drone pilot on the ground standing by in case of the hijack. And sleeping gas. So it happened at the same time. In the meantime, I'm going to still fly. I can't wait to fly. I want to fly. I haven't done 2014. Well, they gotta go. Flying. So, because time's up. Have a good night. God bless.